Hey, what's going on, good people? Welcome to Russ Can't Fly. I'm in Little Sammy, and it's time to break in this new runway! Alright, so, as I promised on the Wednesday upload, so it looks like I'm actually going to be able to do some stuff on this new runway. So, I am going out to, so in addition to taking off on this new runway, and yes, it is quite warm, I'm going to be going to a new airport, of course, Schuylkill County / Joe Zerby Airport. I don't know why there's a slash. I guess, you know, actually I have to Google who Joe Zerby is. But yeah, Schuylkill County Airport, Zulu Echo Romeo. And that's the mission for today. Now, of course, many of you might look at the sectional and say, oh, Russ, they got a grass strip, you should land. Nope. Little Sammy's a rental aircraft, and I will not be landing on a grass strip. That is a no-no. Plus, I wouldn't really do that. That's disrespectful to, you know, to the rental aircraft. It's not my aircraft. It belongs to Leading Edge, so not going to do that. But they do have an asphalt runway, and so gonna either do 11 or 2-9er, and we'll see. But yeah, so that's the mission. So let me get this thing fired up, and let's ready to get out of here. Clear prop. There we go. There we go. So one of the things that you got to check when you first start the engine is the oil pressure. It is not in the green, so I don't like where the oil pressure is. So I'm gonna call and get a quart of oil, because it needs some oil. It's definitely lower than I would like to see. So rather be safe than sorry. But yeah, that oil pressure isn't where I want it to be at all. It's not in the green. So shutting her down.
Hey Russ, what's up?
Hey, so the oil pressure is not going into the green with me. I think she could stand to have a quart.
Oh, okay.
And
Got it. I'll send on the line, guys.
all right, sounds good. Take care.
All right, no problem. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. All right, so we're gonna shut down for now. Wait for the line guy to come out. But yeah, I wasn't feeling that oil pressure at all. So let's get some oil in there, and let's see what it does. So hopefully I'll be back. All right, so they came, and thank you, line guy, for putting that quart of oil in there. So let's see if that makes it better. But yeah, I mean, you know, fuel and oil. These fluids are like completely crucial for these naturally aspirated engines, because not only does the oil provide lubrication, it also provides cooling for the engine. And so that's why that oil situation was critical. Let's try this again. Clear prop. Alright, so take this up to 1700. Alright, that looks better. Check. Gonna be paying some attention to that oil pressure. I think what I'm gonna do, just so you can kind of see the runway, I'm gonna do a loop in the pattern first before we head out to Schuylkill County, just to make sure we're cool with that engine oil pressure. All right, so let's taxi on up to 5. So we'll do check our brakes. Altimeter is set, and we'll go from there. All right, let's go ahead and check our brakes. Coming up, toes on the top, brakes are good, very good. All right, so winds are variable, so I'm gonna go out 5. All right, so this is the first flight since they have redone the runway, and this is pretty exciting stuff. And it's gonna be cool to actually see what this new runway looks like. So this is another one of the exits. That's the one that you always had to do, but now they have one where you do an exit off that middle part as I showed you on Wednesday's video. So that's why I wanted to make sure that I captured that Wednesday video. And trust me, come July, I don't know if I'm going to be able to still do all of these upload Wednesdays, because now that we're kind of past this COVID thing, I'm going back to the office. And so, when I didn't have the commute, I had more time to do those types of videos. But now it's going to be a little bit more difficult. So upload Wednesdays may become a thing of the past, but I definitely wanted to do that last one just to kind of show that the project was complete. All right, so I'll see you on the other side of this run-up, and we'll get on out of here. All right, here we go. All right, so I'm lined up, ready to go. New runway. All right, I see 5.
Tell me this isn't a beautiful shot right here.
5. All right, heels to the floor, full power. All right, engine instruments in the green, oil temp, oil pressure, all look good. Suction, all look good. Airspeed is alive.
As you can see, that density altitude is affecting the takeoff roll, taking a little longer.
And we're flying.
And as I was gaining altitude, I kind of stepped to the side a little bit so you can see just how beautiful that new runway is. Look at that. Look at that crisp 2-3. Woo-wee!
And as you can see, we're flying, baby. And Doylestown traffic, Cessna 904-006, left crosswind turn out to the northwest, last call Doylestown. All right, so we're on our way to Schuylkill County. First mission is accomplished. We went off the new runway. I'm really watching that oil pressure. All right, so, oops. So welcome back to the cockpit. It's been fun watching that project. I will say it was no fun being grounded, but what they've been able to accomplish at Doylestown Airport is pretty awesome. Yeah, I had to look for some traffic, and just wanted to make sure that we were in a good spot. They must be doing maneuvers, which makes sense. This area over here, so you can't see it over here, but Lake Nockamixon, I think it's a practice area. So they were just doing some maneuvers. So I probably had to just kind of out of their way a little bit. So, I just, I'm really just so blessed to be able to do this. There's so much going on. And regardless of where you are on issues, I just pray that, that the good Lord give you a sense of peace. There's a lot going on. And I pray for those who just feel that life is just kind of tough. And I definitely pray for the city of Philadelphia and all the folks who are affected by gun violence. I just pray for the good Lord's peace. And I know people don't think thoughts or prayers are important anymore. But as far as I'm concerned, prayer still works. I'm like my grandmama and them. The Lord is still in the blessing business. So I know that I am highly privileged. It's easy for me to say, but God doesn't just favor me. He loves us all. So I just put it out there that I'm praying for us all. That's what I know to do. All right, so originally I was going to go up to 6,500. I think I'm going to stay down here at 4,500. What's really weird is, like, so if you look out there, there's some clouds at about 8,500. I'm at 4,005. And it's funny, every time I go into the clouds or, go underneath or they block the sun, it's like, oh, what is that? Oh, what is that? And yes, you might have noticed that I am not on flight following. And it's not because I chickened out. It's just because that's not part of this mission, really. I mean, typically I will be getting flight following. And you can see from the, last week's flight, and if you haven't seen that video, check it out. Flying to Harrisburg International Airport. I did flight following there, so I'm definitely getting better at the call.
Alexander, traffic,
and we're prepared to do it if I had to, if it looked like there was a lot of traffic. But I will say, it just wasn't a lot of traffic today. And yeah, I know people was like, oh, it doesn't matter if it's traffic, you should get flight following all the time. True,
I typically would. But, you know, since I haven't flown in a couple weeks just because of the airport being closed, I just really wanted to lighten my light workload. So I know some of you be like, you're lazy. You're lazy. You should have gotten flight following. You're right. So I'm trying to make sure that I'm mindful of where Doylestown Airport is, because that is a Class Charlie airport, and their airspace goes up to 44. I'm at 45, but that's a little close. So I am skirting it. So always just trying to spot airfields from the air. Still getting used to that. And it's funny, I'm just wondering if there ever get a chance where like my eyes will just be able to spot it. Like it's just good, I'm good. I see it, it's like boom, there it is, right there. Boom, there it is, right there. Boom, there it is, right there. Because it ain't what's happening right now, I can tell you that much. I have to like really look and search and look and search. One of the things I know I need to do too is, I don't know if you keep seeing me grab this boom mic. I wonder if Lightspeed makes, so I have a Lightspeed headset, and why did I buy Lightspeed as opposed to Bose or any other? I don't know. It just, I liked the fact that it looked rugged. It came in a case. I knew that I was going to be using it from day one in my, student pilot journey. So I was looking for something with a hard case. And it has this braided wire as part of so you see this is like braided wire. So I figured that would be robust for like a person like me who was just starting off. And I definitely wanted A&R, or what A&R is active noise cancellation, or A&R. Where's the R stand? I have to look it up, but all I know is it has noise cancellation. And that is critical if you ask me, because it sounds great in here now over the camera and all that kind of stuff. Yeah, that's mad loud. I mean, just imagine what it reminds me of is like having like maybe 2 or 3 leaf blowers on your back at one time. All right, so if you look forward here, gonna be going over those notorious mountains where it always gets real interesting. And so we're just gonna ride the wave and just looking for traffic. So even though I have this Sentry and I have it sending traffic to ForeFlight, I still do a scan because you never know. What this is picking up is something called ADSB. I'm gonna have to look that up as well. And ADSB is basically like the transponder, so it's what air traffic control can see, like when I'm asking for flight following. So this picks up other airplanes. The kicker is, not all airplanes have ADSB transponders on them. And so, if they don't have a transponder on them with ADSB out, Sentry's not going to pick it up to send it to ForeFlight. And so really the only way you're able to spot that traffic is if you're basically looking out here. So that's why even though I have, just had to pay some attention, even though I have ForeFlight and this equipment, all this kind of stuff, nothing beats these ocular devices here in terms of really looking out here, scanning, and looking for traffic. And the one thing I definitely am always mindful of, I was born in the 60s, I'm a child of the 70s. So, just knowing how to do things and not be so dependent upon technology. Technology is great. I love it. I'm glad ForeFlight is here. I'm crying that my subscription is getting ready to expire, so I have to re-up my subscription. But I'm going to gladly pay that money and re-up my subscription because it is a phenomenal tool. But it's just one of the tools in the toolbox. It's not the tool. All right, so we are getting there. And one thing, this wasn't a real long flight. I didn't want to give myself too much of a challenge. I definitely wanted to go to a new airfield, because I always want to do that. but I didn't want to really fly anywhere too far. Far enough where it counted as a cross country, as a PIC or pilot in command, and that has to be 50 nautical miles. And so I think this total was like 63, so really not that far a flight at all. Definitely nothing like the St. Mary's flights or Harrisburg or anything like that. Now it might get a little interesting up here. I see this cloud bank in the mountains, and you know what? I am going to divert a little bit. Now see those out there? I'm going to go over here. Because it's not like I'm going to go through those clouds, but just going under them, it might get a little gnarly. So I am going to shoot over this way, go parallel to them, and then turn back on course. They just look a little interesting. Right, so I'm going to go up here, and as you can see, they're kind of off to my right here. Then I think I'm going to proceed on course back through there. That looks a little bit more user-friendly back through there. As you can see, I'm over these hills here, and so it was like a little bit of a sandwich. And didn't want to be sandwiched in between those two. Alright, so trying to get myself mentally prepared. So that traffic pattern altitude is 2,700. I've got about 2,000 to lose, like 6 miles out. But I'm gonna make a call. Schuylkill County, Zerbies, Cessna 904006, about 10 miles east of the field, inbound from runway 29, Schuylkill County. Alright, so I was gonna do a downwind, but I'm gonna see if I can't go straight into runway 29. I think I see so let's start our descent and let's trim. And I believe I see the field. And so if I'm not mistaken, that is the field right in front of us. And since I don't see, so I'm looking for traffic here, but I'm gonna go straight in. You can see just like these like mountains and hills around this thing. That's what's so challenging about this area though. It can get a little tricky. Okay, so pre-landing. So one thing I'm gonna check my brakes. Brake pressure feels good. I am going to make sure that my fuel selector is on. It is in. Carb heat is on. Mixture is full rich. And I am going to turn on my taxi landing lights.
Go 10 to the northeast, inbound,
and
45, the left downwind, 1
flaps as needed. And right now, I don't need any flaps. And Schuylkill County traffic, Cessna 94006, about 5 miles east of the field, straight in for runway 29, Schuylkill County, Zerbies. And elevation is 1394. Alright, so believe it or not, I am currently TPA and almost TPA and about 4 miles out, and everything. Mixture's full rich, carb heat is on, fuel tank is on, taxi landing light is on, and you can see right out front. So I think at this point I could say cue the music. So cue the music, Russ. Schuylkill County, Cessna 94006, 3 mile final, runway 29, Schuylkill County, Zerbies.
Okay, so I think I was a little over enthusiastic on the cue the music, and it's coming, but I was a little early, so had to at least get a little closer. But now that we're 3 miles out and we're making some progress, now let's get it. Cue the music!
Alright, second notch of flaps. Third notch of flaps. Welcome to Schuylkill County. That was a good landing. Now I kept it a little high. Let's get these flaps up. Our heat is off. Turn this taxi landing light off. All right, so if you didn't notice, I was stayed a little high because there's this lip and this ridge, and you know, and anytime I come into somewhere new, I always stay a little high. Just so if I have, you know, if I need to do something, I got a little bit of altitude to play with. But yeah, welcome to Schuylkill County, or Joe Zerbe's Airport. So I'm gonna taxi off here at Runway Delta. Exit Delta, Schuylkill County, Cessna 94006, clear of runway 24, Schuylkill County, Zerbe's. And I've been saying both, just in case the nomenclature is Zerbe's or Schuylkill County. I'm not exactly sure which. So I've actually just been saying both, so. But at any rate, so I made it. Great flight. And now I gotta make my way back. But thank you for flying with me on this flight. Until next time, you will see this flight back to Doylestown. But thank you for flying with me. Russ Kid, Russ can fly. I'm out. Peace.